Welcome back, my friends. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Silver Slayer. So now let's talk about silver. Some very interesting data came out a couple days ago, and I want to break this information down and just see what's going on. Why is this the way it is? And of course, get your 2 cents on this subject as well. Before we jump into this very interesting article, I wanted to mention that I'm doing a massive silver giveaway. Imagine winning an entire tube of 2022-2023 Type 2 sealed Eagles and 10 plus ounces of high premium semi-numismatic coins as well. Well, you have that opportunity. Just click one button and go enter. The entry video is live. May the luckiest stacker win. So some numbers came out recently, and they are pretty interesting. The Perth Mint silver sales have gone down dramatically. It was the US Mint that was the ones in the red. The Perth Mint was doing very well. So why all of a sudden this switch up? Is it because of maybe prices? Is it because people are liking other types of coins? What is it? I would like to ask you all a question, and this will give us a better idea. What coins or rounds or bars are you buying right now? I did a poll the other day asking if you've bought silver in the last 30 days, and it was about 50-50 with almost maybe even 2,000, 3,000 votes. So a lot of you are buying silver, but what are you buying? Maybe Eagles nowadays, since the premiums have gone down a little bit, since a lot of us live in the United States, and for obvious reasons, we want silver that is from our country, the US Mint, or is there other reasons? The Perth Mint is definitely one of the top-notch mints, I would say, in terms of quality and just artwork, plus the design changes yearly, unlike Eagles, but I'm trying to wrap my head around this whole situation, so if you have any thoughts or any theories, then let me know in the comment section. With that said, let's dive into this article. Persistent demand downturn for Perth Mint bullion in August. The demand for Australian bullion contracted sharply for a second consecutive month in August, according to figures from the Perth Mint of Australia, which sales of both gold and silver products at the lowest point in 3.5 years. Now, some would say, well, it's because the end of the year, it's very, very bearish. A lot of people are focusing on Christmas presents and traveling with family, and a lot of people are depressed during the holidays. Maybe people are selling their silver or just not buying any to save up money for Christmas presents. Maybe they're waiting for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, so they're going to hold off on buying right now since they know that pretty soon there's going to be some insane deals and a lot of these coins will be cheaper. You could say that, but we're talking about the lowest point in 3.5 years. That's the difference. The Perth Mint's bullion sales were set against divided precious metals in August, with LBMA prices falling 1.4% for gold and rising 0.7% for silver. So I don't think we could say prices. Maybe premiums has something to do with this, not even necessarily from the Perth Mint. Premiums, like I said, maybe Eagles premiums are dropping, and that could be why. But I still don't think that is the definitive reason why. So Perth Mint gold bullion sales in August 2023. In August, the combined sales of the Perth Mint's gold coins and gold bars reached 34,875 ounces, marking the lowest monthly total since February 2020 and reflecting drops of 20.8% from July and 59% from August 2022. 59% decline since last year. That is insane. Check this out. Moreover, year-to-date gold sales at 497,240 ounces are 25.8% lower than the 670,375 ounces sold during the same period last year. Why do you think this is? Let me know in the comment section. In the month, the Mint recorded sales of 792,503 ounces for minted silver coins and bars. That's not bad, representing only the second time falling below 1 million since December 2020. Yes, it was like 1.5 million, I think, but the US Mint silver sales one of the months was like 50,000. It was bad. I think that was around the time they first announced that they're banning everyone from buying directly from them. Only third-party retailers can, and a couple of mints or dealers, and Miles Franklin is actually one of them. And if you guys don't know, Miles Franklin is a huge part of this channel nowadays, since Andy Scheckman is the CEO of Miles Franklin, and we have a weekly podcast together. They have weekly deals. Every Monday, a new silver deal comes out, and gold. So today's actually Monday, so they have new deals. Go send an email to info@milesfranklin.com. Let them know Silver Slayer sent you. Ask what the new deals are. We were giving away 5-ounce silver bars for only $1.99 over spot, and gold as well. So crazy deals over there. Make sure you go hit them up. But the whole point of me saying this with the U.S. Mint is them banning everyone from buying directly from them, like you and I, was pretty interesting. And they've had obvious struggles with keeping up with the demand over the past couple of years, since they were having a hard time finding the silver planchets for legal reasons. But regardless, if you think 792,000 ounces is low, it's been a lot lower from other mints. And actually, the Perth Mint and the Royal Mint actually had insane sales from back then. And that's why that number is so hard to beat, because we're talking about, massive increases in sales. So of course it's naturally going to decline over time, because that number isn't going to stay up. But anyways, year to date, the cumulative sales of silver from the Perth Mint amount to 11,352,119 ounces, indicating a 27.5% decrease compared to the 15,650,807 ounces sold in corresponding periods last year. That is pretty substantial, from 11 million to 15 million, or 15 million down to 11 million, which is a 27.5% decrease. But why do you think that is? Now we have a chart down here. This will give us a good idea from a month to month basis from silver and gold. So let's check this out. Monthly Perth Mint gold and silver bullion sales since August 2022. Below is a monthly summary of Perth Mint bullion sales from August 2022 to August 2023. So over the last year, we have all the numbers month to month from gold and silver. The figures show monthly ounces of gold and silver shipped as minted products by the Perth Mint to wholesale and retail customers worldwide. It excludes sales of cast bars and other group activities, including sales of allocated precious metals for storage by the depository. Okay, so let's start at the bottom, actually, instead of starting from last month. So silver, we'll break these down individually. I just want to focus on silver, though. But, okay, silver, they sold 1,655,334 ounces in August 2022. Like I said, last year it was around the $1.5 million range. That was almost the average. I would say that's the average last year, like I said earlier. So 792,000, yes, it's down dramatically lower, but compared to other mints, it's still not that bad. But it's definitely noticeable. September, they grew almost 1 million ounces to 2,579,941 ounces. And then October, they dropped down to 1,995,000 ounces, then dropped again, and that's in November 2022. Then you could see it's pretty much the same, 1.2, 1.4. March, we saw 1.8 and then 1.9. And this is what I was talking about earlier this year. Perth Mint sales were doing incredible, and this is when the U.S. Mint sales were doing terrible. Royal Mint and the Perth Mint sales in April, May-ish, right in the start of the year, they were crushing it. But all of a sudden, we see this decline, which I was saying would be natural since these numbers are so impressive. Of course, these numbers aren't going to hold up. So seeing 1.8 and then down to 1.3, that's natural. But now we're seeing it continue and continue. So is it going to keep dropping? And I think it's beyond just the natural drop off. Now there's something more to the story, if you see what I'm saying. To have 1.8, 1.9, 1.8 million back to back to back, of course it's going to, I mean, those numbers are so impressive, of course it's going to start dropping back down. Just like when the gold to silver ratio was 125 to 1, not saying that's impressive, I'm just saying naturally that's such a high ratio, it's going to go back down for anything. So I think now that we're down to 792,000, there's more to the story. But like always, let me know what you think. I'm going to read some of these comments to see what other people think. Demand is down, premiums are down, Eagles even have dropped premium. Pressure as AG is stuck. See, that's a good point. Eagles premiums have even dropped. American Eagles are by far the most popular. I mean, it changes from year to year, honestly, for popularity wise, but I think recognizability is critical and liquidity is critical nowadays, especially with the BRICS and what's happening geopolitically. If you live in America, I do think it makes a lot more sense to own American minted coins, especially since premiums are down. I would take advantage of that. Let's look at this. This was written 3 days ago by this guy. He says, in the U.S., our distributors continue to report a slowdown in both gold and silver from the heightened levels of demand we experienced during the pandemic. And exactly, right? You're not going to keep up that type of demand. As quoted above, Perth Mint experience make perfect sense in this regard. You're right. He's saying exactly what I was saying, is those numbers are so impressive. Of course, they're not going to hold up since things are kind of slowing down from COVID. But I think there's something more to the story now, which I don't know if he's going to mention that. He says makes perfect sense in that regard, right? Let's see what he says after that, though. With everything behind us, additional incentives to buy gold and silver have disappeared. Additionally, as Craig has already pointed out in this comment, current high interest rates are a discouragement to people in regard to being willing to purchase precious metals on credit. This in spite of the long-standing wisdom of acquiring precious metals as a good way to protect oneself from the effects of continuing high inflation. See, yeah, like I agree and I disagree on some points, and mainly because he didn't hit some other points that are possibilities, but what he says is all correct. I just think he could have added more. And actually this is a great comment too. I agree about the wisdom of collecting precious metals as a hedge against inflation, but that only applies if one has access or has the excess funds available to acquire said precious metals. Unfortunately, most people living in this country, this is a huge problem. I'm not sure most of them even have a handle on how to protect themselves, financially speaking. It's a mess out there. And this is a good point. Most people are living paycheck to paycheck. Most people don't know how to protect their wealth I guess invest at all. I'm sure most people have never even invested a single dollar. Maybe they did during like the Bitcoin hype, but then they sold it instantly. But the whole point of this channel is to spread awareness of silver, precious metals in general, ways to protect your wealth, because keeping your money in your bank account is letting it burn away. And my favorite thing is when I get comments or emails from people that say they started stacking because my channel, because they saw my videos and I planted that seed, and they jumped the gun and they started investing. That is the best feeling, because that I saved that person financially to some extent. That could be another point. One must also consider higher money market and COD rates. Gold does not pay interest. No one cared about that when banks were paying less than 1%, but now one can actually make some money on their cash. I mean, in a very short term, right? Remember, the dollar's lost 98% of its original purchasing power. The United States is $33 trillion in debt. 33 trillion, and it's in the red, and it's only getting worse. The dollar's purchasing power, that 98%, will go to 99%, because the 98% is a factual number. It's not 97%, it's not 99, it is 98%, and it will go to 99%. It's going to eventually collapse. Every fiat-based system is going to collapse. It's designed to collapse. Every fiat-based system lasts around a century. The dollar is the longest one, but they are designed to collapse. It's like trying to get ourselves out of debt by replacing it with more debt, which is like trying to pay off a credit card with another credit card, with another credit card. It's going to catch up, and it has, and throwing trillions this way and billions that way and trillions that way as the USD loses its spot as the world's reserve currency, as the BRICS nations and all the other allying countries are joining together and not using the dollar anymore. They are using their own measures and are creating a digital currency backed by physical commodities, which makes perfect sense, and makes perfect sense why they wouldn't want America, the greedy Americans, digging their hands in their pockets anymore. And it's happening. And I think that's going to be even worse, and even more so why you should own American minted coins if you live in America. In some some states are actually reverting back to the gold standard. You could use silver as legal tender now, and even can pay off debts with silver, which is pretty crazy. I never thought we would see that day again, but I think 4 states already have it in action, but 23 total have already signed up, which is very interesting. I made an entire video about this in every single state that has signed up, and it's very interesting stuff, to say the least. But anyways, I just wanted to throw that out there and see what you guys had to say, or see your 2 cents on this situation. Sales are dramatically lower than previous years, and I'm curious why that is. What do you guys think? Is it like the commenter said on that article? Is that why? What do you think? What do you think? Let me know in the comment section below. Remember, I'm doing some giveaways as we approach 100,000 subscribers. If you want a chance to win some of this shiny stuff, all you got to do is click one button. And that button is subscribe, and go enter. The entry video is live, the pinned comment, or as a description. And also in the description and pinned comment, you can buy silver. And actually, there's new deals that drop today. Every Monday, new deals. All you got to do is send an email to info@milesfranklin.com. Let them know Silver Slayer sent you. They will get you hooked up. It's a great company, most respected, and there's reasons for that. So anyways, thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.